Okay, everyone, we're back. Imagine Blue here with another Avatar update. This time it's Netflix's Avatar: The Last Bender, Airbender live action series. And yeah, it's like more of a teaser really than a kind of like trailer that gives away any part of like the story or the narrative, even though, we are to assume they're gonna follow closely, hopefully, to what was in the original series. But yeah, curious, what did you guys think of that teaser?
I'm so overall, this whole teaser is giving me a different impression about this. I'm now more optimistically cautious. Before I was just like completely anti against it. And it's funny because it's literally been like 5 years until we finally gotten something. Like we heard about this around 2018, and now we're finally getting something about it. And it's just like, for me, after seeing it, we can finally get a little bit of assessment of seeing where they're going. And there's a lot of things there's so many things they're doing so much right here that I'm really hyped about it. But I'm also optimistically cautious because, again, we cannot forget that the creators left. So for the creators to leave, there might be something we don't know. But as far as what we're seeing right now, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much. I'll let someone else take the role here after this. So
yeah, I think what I will say is that the biggest standout for me is in the costume design in this trailer, because like the Kyoshi warriors especially were absolutely perfect. Like the way that they kind of just like created this world from the cartoon into this live action medium. It was done so brilliantly well, and
I'm their tens.
Yeah, like that on that level, I think that they really knocked it out of the park. So I'm super happy about that.
And I love how it's like they aren't using muted colors, right? In a lot of comic book media, all the suits are very like muted. They're trying to like make it more serious, but they already saw success with One Piece, and One Piece didn't really like, they kept the vibrancy of just like the sets and the costumes, and they definitely did that with Avatar from what we've seen in the teaser. The thing that stood out the most to me actually was the music. The score was really great. They took the theme and they brought it up a notch and gave it like this cinematic crescendo that actually had me like bordering on tears when I watched it for the first time.
It was so well done with the way that it, like the orchestra, like do, 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 at the end of the trailer. Oh yeah.
And then it trails off at the end, and you hear a little bit of like the marimba. And I was like, oh, that's nice. So classic. Like that's what I want to hear. Music for me is so important because it invokes like the feelings that I had when I was watching the original show, and for them to just lean into that and update it a little but like not go too crazy with it is really cool and respectful. And I can only hope that they treated every single element of the show like that, and we'll see. Again, like Chuku, I think we're all feeling a little bit cautiously optimistic because the creators left, which is like, we don't even know what happened there, but the teaser looks good. Like, in my opinion, the teaser looks good. The cast looks great. I'm a little iffy on Sokka. I was like, I'll give him a chance, but even in costume, I'm like, this dude does not to me. I'd look at him, I'm like, yeah, that's Sokka. I see him and I'm like, that's the guy. Like, I don't know. But everyone else looks great.
I was gonna say Sokka kind of starts off with just being a guy in the beginning, so
that's not what I meant. Like, this dude does not look like he belongs in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe. Okay. Sorry.
But one thing I will say, going with actors, is I feel like Aang, as far as what I've seen, is nailed like perfectly. Because that part where he sees Momo and he's smiling, I'm just like, I felt that childish smile. I was like, that's Aang. So I really like that. And it seems like at the beginning, it seems like they're actually adapting the scene where the Fire Nation tries to attack the air nomads.
Yeah.
They're actually giving us that kind of scene.
I was gonna bring that up because they really don't give away any of the action in the teaser. I tried to look for bits and pieces of the action, but it's like, it is a teaser. So when there is about to be an action sequence, they like cut it off right there, right? Like they did that when, you know, like you said, their temple was getting invaded. And they did it again when Zuko he did like this like jump kick move, and it was like in full slow-mo, and I'm like, you know, slow-mo is like not my favorite, right? That's kind of, you know, it's like camera tricks and style, and then they even cut that off, so there isn't any good action in the teaser.
We got a little bit of the Agni Kai with
but it's the moment
but they're like standing still.
That's
what I'm saying is like
we got a little bit. I get
what I'm saying is we haven't seen any like dynamic choreography. So that's one concern of mine. Like I hope, because the show is an action series, right?
It's one of the best.
I hope the action is good, right? And I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, because if One Piece can have interesting sequences, what with all its like crazy anime-ness, I just feel like they don't have an excuse. Like it has to be good. Like I'm hoping it's good. I'm just saying the teaser really didn't give me anything yet.
I agree.
But yeah, just a little concern of mine going into the series.
That's good. I'm showing the caution, the caution.
That's the caution.
Will. Yeah, that's a fair point with the action. I agree with you that they haven't really given us something, and it'd be nice if they did, but I guess we gotta wait until the full trailer before we can actually give us. Hopefully they do it versus like the full trailer. You just see a scene where someone just throws a rock or something and they cut it, and it's like all this shoddy cuts
like
or whatever.
PTSD. That Shyamalan trailer, dude.
I was hoping we wouldn't mention that.
No, but I will say this: even though we keep on mentioning One Piece, we do have to remember this was started before One Piece. So even though we are optimistic and we see that One Piece has, a positive influence, I don't know how much influence could they have with everything. I don't know how much One Piece could have an influence on it with everything being done and set right now. So
True.
We'll definitely
I do think what they did for what I've seen in the teaser and what I've seen in the whole first season of One Piece, the costumes is for sure something that I've noticed they like lead into the vibrancy, which is good. I mean, these are live action series based on animated series that are supposed to be vibrant, supposed to be bright. So at least, unless there was like a crazy filter going on in the teaser, hopefully like we see that in the actual show, right? Like everyone like looks great and bright,
If there's another thing I want to mention is how much they got the not just the set design right, but like the locations. Like it looks like Omashu.
Yeah.
It looks like
the
volcano where they find Avatar Roku. Like they really nail that really perfectly. And I guess in some ways they kind of have a cheat code, because one thing that made Avatar: The Last Airbender stand out is that they try to make those set designs look like a movie. Like that was like the intention, that it's supposed to look like a movie. So if they follow that, exactly, it's gonna work perfect on live action. But either way, it was just beautiful that they did it right.
They brought it to life for sure.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the set design was very well done. Like even being in the Fire Lord's chamber, like it just everything looked so good.
And the tone. They're like treating it pretty seriously.
Yes.
Right? You see lots of frames of characters kind of like looking in fear or looking in delight, but it's like it's a mix of like real emotions that you're seeing like from cut to cut, which is good, because it's the show. The whole series was an emotional journey, and I want to see them explore both the dark and the light,
I think it's important because given the fact that they're not muting the colors, like the tone of the design, the set design, the costume design is all bright and vibrant. I think it's important that they kind of that they balance it out by adding in the dramatics of the acting, the tone of the acting, and the characters interact. So I'm very curious to see. I'm sure that they'll take it seriously, but you know, you got to consider the fact that, you know, the original series was a Nickelodeon show initially intended for kids. I think that hopefully if they do a good job, they can balance it out by maybe maturing up some of the thematic elements in the show and having it be a little bit more serious, having the ramifications be a little bit more.
That would be awesome.
I also like to add on to the fact that I still think it still needs to have that also goofiness, which we do see with Aang and that's why I love about the Aang smile, because Avatar, that silliness is part of Avatar. And one of the biggest problems with the live action one was there really wasn't any like jokes or humor whatsoever. It was just this wannabe serious tone. So they definitely do need to make sure there still is that goofiness, but at the same time, because it is like on Netflix and, you know, it's a more live action tone, there's definitely going to have to be, overall, I'll expect a more dramatic beat, but we do definitely need to remember Avatar goofiness and humor is a big aspect of Avatar. I call it the element of Avatar. Like, it's an element of Avatar. Like, if they have to say the elements for me, it would be like action is a big one, drama is a big one, and humor is like a big one. Like, without any of those three elements, you can't really have Avatar.
Yeah, hopefully the comedy is good. But yeah, I think it should be, you know, same with the action. I think it should be. There's no reason it won't have those elements, right? And it's interesting, like, you know, drama, comedy, it's all a very fine line. And I think they played it up a little already in the teaser, right? You see the frames with Katara and Sokka and Aang, like the tone is very like happy already when you see them, right? When you see Zuko and Azula and Uncle Iroh, like it's, you can tell like they're in a different world. Like you can tell from the teaser already that it's what they're going through is different from what Aang is going through in this first season of the live action. So it's gonna be a treat to see that collide, and hopefully they do it well. But yeah, that's already something that I got from it, from the teaser.
I guess to add one more thing, so it's confirmed it's going to be 10 episodes, and I'm assuming they're going to do the whole season in 10 episodes. I mean, I know the first season felt like a filler, but do you think that they would add, do you think they will do justice to a lot of the important stuff within 10 episodes, or do you think that maybe they might need a little bit more?
I think they can do that. I think they can do justice to, like, okay, so the animated was what, 20 something?
It was 20 episodes per season.
20 episodes per season, 20-minute episodes. I imagine this is going to be at least 40-minute episodes.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
For a 10 episode. So like on a time scale, it's definitely going to be the same. I imagine that they will probably focus on a couple of different things. Like we already saw that we're going to get the invasion of the air temples. So we're going to get stuff like that. So I don't necessarily, I feel like they'll have enough time to focus on all like the big major aspects of book one. I don't think that, I don't know if there's anything, I don't know if there's any, is there like any like filler type stuff that they might skip over?
I mean, obviously the Great Divide would definitely be
is that what we're all thinking?
but
is that's book two, right?
That's in book one. Great Divide
one is Great Divide. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Which one am I thinking of? The serpent, the water serpent?
Yeah, that's the Serpent Pass, I guess you're thinking of, or you're thinking about.
That's book two.
I think that's book two. Okay. But my thing is like,
I skip over Great Divide.
My thing is like, because like, for example, I appreciate them showing Kyoshi Island.
I want to spend so much time at Kyoshi
Island.
That's
my thing. Is just my thing is the time of like, how much would they balance? My thing is worried about like, maybe for example, they may balance more. They might spend more time on like, for example, a Blue Spirit kind of episode and focusing more on that Blue Spirit versus something like the Storm. But the Storm is also important. So it's like, as well as since they're adding new content. So it's like, I still think there are, even if maybe, for example, the whole point of the like the episode where he meets the firebender Zhao, like maybe you can make the argument that, oh, that was the most important thing. I still think those lessons that he got from that episode is still, I wouldn't want it to be glossed over for like 5 minutes because they want to spend more time on the Blue Spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only worry about that, but we'll only see until, like, we can only tell once the show appears.
Yeah. Cool. Any last minute notes or anticipatory points?
It's like there's not much else to say right now.
Yeah.
It's not even a real trailer. But yeah, like, I think cautiously hopeful is the key words, right?
Yeah, right. Cautiously hopeful or cautiously optimistic. That's another way of saying it. But
okay. Well, I guess we'll ask all the audience to be cautiously optimistic with us. Let us know their thoughts in the comments down below. Peace.